Hi, I'm Karen Elaine, and today I'm going to show you an art journal process. I'm going to flip through the journal a little bit, let you see sort of how I do art journaling, and I'm going to prime a couple of pages. And this is just basically a calendar journal that I've been using, and I really like doing mixed media in that. And I will show you what it looks like with pearlescent watercolors. The black watercolor medium versus the gesso, the black gesso, and we'll just see what happens. I look forward to getting started. So I have this Paper Blanks calendar journal. I think these are beautiful journals just on their own, and I used it as a date book, and I thought, why should I throw away a perfectly beautiful book and waste it? So I started to prime the papers with Fluor acrylic paints, and they're sort of a chalk paint, but they really accept the paints really well. I also used some watercolor mediums and gesso and iridescent watercolor mediums, just to give myself something to paint on and journal on later. So I used, I think on this one I used gesso, and that's the Fluor paint, the green. And so the brilliant colors are the Fluor paints, and the more pastel colors are gessos. Most of these are done with acrylics, and some are done with, I have watercolors mixed, some rubber stamping, just a kind of a mixed media. I think I even have some pages that have some watercolor, and it's a lot of fun to work. There's the watercolor part here, and using different things. I like to experiment with different pens and pencils, and it's just fun to play. And it sort of has become a journal about life and a little bit of advice for my daughters. So I am going to compare two different mediums today. I've got the golden black gesso and Daniel Smith black watercolor medium, and I just wanted to see how they accept the whatever I'm painting with. And I wanted to try watercolors, some iridescent watercolors, because I'm on an iridescent watercolor kick. So I'm applying on the right side the Daniel Smith watercolor medium, and it's pretty thick going on. So I like to smooth it out as much as I can with my brush and just apply it to cover the whole page. And if you find that your pages are wrinkling, you can just press them, after they dry, just press them and maybe spritz the back and let those wrinkles out, and then you'll be able to work on them smoothly. So on that side, I finished this side, and I'm going to take the golden gesso and apply the same amount of medium on the left page. And I want to, once these are on, I want to see them, they have to dry for 24 hours. They have to cure for 24 hours. Oops, I didn't mix it up first, but I noticed that the golden gesso goes on really smoothly. So those need to dry for 24 hours. Once they're cured, just let it dry. And now that I've waited 24 hours, I'm going to try these Daniel Smith duochrome colors and interference colors. They're really gorgeous, and I just thought I'd just do some play. And I'm actually mixing up the duochromes, which are actually nice on both light and dark papers. And I'm noticing there's a difference in the way the paint goes on to the mediums. I could see on the right side, I don't know if you notice it, but on the right side it seems to absorb the paint better. And on the left side where the gesso is, it's floating a little bit more on top. And it makes for a nice, brilliant piece. And I do a little splattering, and that looks great on both sides. And just a loosey-goosey watercolor wash. And I'm trying to keep the application pretty similar on both sides, just to compare the two watercolor mediums. Now I'm actually using some white gouache to make details, and I've decided these are going to be birds, little goofy looking birds. And I see it seems to take the gouache on both mediums pretty similarly. It starts out really bright, and then it kind of fades a little, so I have to do a couple of coats to make it pop. But all in all, the gouache goes on both sides very well. And I'll keep doodling and drawing with the white paint until I guess I'm ready. It's kind of hard to know when to stop on something. Sometimes I tend to go a little bit overboard, but in here I'm just playing. I just want to see what is going to happen here and how this looks. So I like to write in my journals as well. So this is actually Holbein acrylic gouache. It dries beautifully matte, and I can write over it really nicely. That actually makes a nice ground as well, background. So I'll just put that on, and I'm using cabinet wax paper to protect the pages underneath so I can get to the very edges. Now that it's dry, I can see the difference between the two mediums. They're both really nice, but I am going to vote for the Daniel Smith watercolor ground on the right side. I think it looks really gorgeous. I hope you enjoyed today's mixed media watercolor process. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.